Hello, it's ShadeX, and recently I watched Bo Burnham's latest Netflix special titled Inside. After a 5-year absence from stand-up comedy, and his last work being the 2018 film 8th Grade, which was his directorial debut, this interesting Netflix special was released. This special was produced during 2020, which is a year where a ton of people stayed inside for obvious reasons. The most interesting thing about this special is that Bo made this alone. What happens when a live audience is taken away from a comedian whose gimmick is performing funny songs in front of a laughing crowd? The result is a special which gives us a deep dive into Bo Burnham's mental state during this whole pandemic. If a tree falls in the woods and no one's there, will anyone hear it? The same applies to a comedian telling a joke in a room with no one in it. The only reason these jokes are being heard is because Bo recorded them. I love this special because it gives the audience a behind-the-scenes look at how a video project is made. Bo filmed this all in one room. There are lights everywhere. The floors are covered in wires. There's a camera that resembles a DSLR. I am familiar with some of this gear since I am studying film for college and I've been involved in student productions. However, I've worked with my classmates while Bo Burnham did this all by himself. That's not to say I didn't do my own solo works, but I've never made a project completely isolated by myself like he did. Anyway, now we'll talk about the content of the special itself. At the start of the special, Bo sings an opening number about being surprised he is stuck in his home. He even mentions himself in first person, using his real name, Robert, saying he's depressed. Bo mentions that he made the audience some content and compares them to a baby. Daddy made you your favorite open wide. He then says it's a wonderful day to stay inside. Following that up is a song titled Comedy, where Bo talks about whether or not he should joke at a time like this. Fake laughter is used in the song to mimic the existence of a live audience, although it rarely is used in this special. What the fuck is going on? Bo comes to the conclusion in this song that he can heal the world with comedy in the form of this special. I really like how Bo mentions that he is a white guy in this song who wants to use his privilege for good. He tells the audience that they can call him on the phone and he'll tell a joke if they are in danger. Anyway, after that fun intro song, Bo talks about the special. This line sets the tone for the special.
I hope this special can maybe do for you what it's done for me these last couple months, which is to distract me from wanting to put a bullet into my head with a gun.
Yeah, this special is a lot to take in. The special isn't completely bleak despite that line, as a majority of it is funny songs. There's a lot to love about it. A lot of modern things are made fun of. FaceTiming with his mom is the focus of one of the songs. White women on Instagram are mocked. Sexting is the focus of one of the songs. There are 2 short anthems focused on Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos. I enjoy all these funny topical songs, but my favorites are the funny ones with a deeper meaning. How the World Works is a great one with some interesting political commentary. Bo sings about how the world is fair with everyone working together, while his hand puppet Socko mentions how the world is very corrupt. Bo then asks how he can help because he thinks it will better himself as a person. Socko then calls out Bo for being white, rich, and privileged. Now angry, Bo threatens to remove Socko from his hand. Socko then reluctantly sings the chorus of the song, promising Bo that he will behave. Still, he gets pulled off of Bo's hand anyway. This is a really good song where Bo yet again acknowledges himself being rich and white in the form of a song. Another song I like is Stuck in a Room, a song that isn't funny but is still very enjoyable, where Bo laments on how there is so much one can do when stuck in a room. It's a short, yet very impactful song about his loneliness. He mentions how he was stuck in a room as a kid and that being alone in a room isn't fun. Then there's Problematic, which is a very important song. In it, Bo apologizes for his past offensive songs and states that he is problematic. He also mentions how he feels like his Halloween costume of Aladdin was very insensitive. He clarifies that he didn't darken his skin, which is clearly alluding to Justin Trudeau, that he still feels bad about it. Bo mentions the jokes he told were not thoughtful but were lawful. He begs in the song to be held accountable. I really like this song, and I definitely agree that Bo's past music has some very problematic lyrics. I am glad Bo addressed his past songs, and his apology is very genuine, unlike a certain other internet comedian who only did it to protect his brand. There are quite a few jokes in Bo's old songs that do go a bit too far, and I understand why he regrets them. Bo has matured a lot, specifically with this special. After watching the special, I listened to some of his earlier songs from his first album and Words, and quite a lot of the songs from them are very crass. But in his latest special, Bo doesn't focus on sex jokes and instead jokes about other subjects. Bo's come a long way. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy his old profane comedy raps as they are very catchy, but the songs from Inside are a lot better. The special took a long time to make, and Bo had a goal for himself to get it done before he hit 30. Unfortunately, the special was not finished in time. I know the feel of working on a video, setting a deadline, only for it to come out much later. This leads to Bo singing a song about turning 30 as the clock strikes midnight. I find this song interesting as Bo mentions how he feels he isn't very accomplished in life prior to hitting 30. He is shocked at his old age and mentions that his stupid friends are having stupid children, which I can relate to. While I'm not 30 yet, I'm 24, which is a shock I know. DJ, a Discord friend of mine, mentioned me publicly on Twitter last year after he found out. I figured I'd mention this here because it was so hilarious, like he could have DM'd me or something, but no, he added me on Twitter publicly. But the point is that I've noticed the trend myself. My old friends from high school are married, have their own houses, and quite a few of them are having kids. It's just weird seeing friends more accomplished than you when you get older. He ends the song jokingly saying that he'll kill himself after turning 40. Afterwards, Bo states that was a joke and that ending one's life is never the answer. This line specifically is very important.
I'd do it today. If I could kill myself today and be dead until like 18 months from now, I would do it. But, alas, when you kill yourself, you're dead forever. And we shouldn't be dead forever yet. So let's not, right? Come on, guys.
2020 was a bad year for a lot of people, and I understand why Bo wishes he could leave it and just go to 2021. I am really glad he had some optimism during this bleak time and made it clear to his audience that suicide is never okay. Yeah, this special is a lot to take in, but Bo clearly was not in the best mental state while making this special, and it's understandable since he was alone in a room for such a long time. This is shown through a skit where Bo pretends to be a streamer and does a let's play of the special. The fake game of Inside has two options, to have Bo walk around or cry. While the framing is funny, it is clear that this skit was Bo's way of coping with his sadness while working on the special. In I Don't Want to Know, Bo asks rhetorical questions to the at-home viewers about whether or not they are paying attention to the special. He then mentions he doesn't want to know the viewer's opinion on it. I really like this meta commentary. There are a lot more bops from this special, like Shit, where Bo mentions how he hasn't taken a shower in the last 7 days, and says he feels and smells like a bag of shit. He asks the imaginary audience if they feel like shit, with everyone agreeing. It's really catchy. It's really funny. It's a solid song. Out of all the songs, though, the most interesting is Welcome to the Internet. It reminds me of one of Bo's early songs titled Welcome to YouTube, which is a time capsule of sorts. Listening to that song reminds me of how simpler the internet was years ago, as it references dated things like Charlie Bit My Finger. Since then, the internet has changed a lot. Welcome to the Internet is about how large the internet is now. As Bo states, it has everything all of the time. Like the internet now, this song has a lot going on. He mentions in the chorus how apathy is a tragedy and that boredom is a crime. Throughout the song, Bo croons about various things that people can do and find on the internet. This includes
A bunch of colored pencil drawings of all the different characters in Harry Potter fucking each other.
What I love about this song is the funny jokes, but also that it has a sudden change in tone. At first, Bo sings in a more friendly tone, but later in the song that changes. Bo sings about how the internet has evolved from chat rooms in a pre-9/11 world to modern day, with a child growing up with an iPad. He states that giving people the world in their hands was the intention of the internet. He sounds kind and genuine about his words. However, what follows those lyrics is evil laughter. He then sings in a more sinister tone, angrily singing the chorus. Rather than suggesting to the audience that apathy is a tragedy and that boredom is a crime like earlier, it sounds like a direct command now. The song has a clear message, that being that the internet is very overwhelming nowadays with so much going on at once. But besides that, it is a critique on Silicon Valley and how much power they have, which Bo mentions earlier in the special.
Maybe the flattening of the entire subjective human experience into a lifeless exchange of value that benefits nobody except for, a handful of bug-eyed salamanders in Silicon Valley. Maybe that as a way of life forever. Maybe that's not good.
Welcome to the Internet is a great song, and I feel is the climax of the special. It is the most elaborate song of Inside. After that, the special winds down. There's a song called That Funny Feeling that is very calm and slower paced. A fun song that mentions things that give Bo a funny feeling. Those include Logan Paul and female Colonel Sanders. But after that is All Eyes on Me, which I'd call an arena song. What's ironic is that there is no arena and that Bo is performing it in a room alone. Before that song starts, Bo mentions how he planned to make a return after a 5-year absence from live comedy because he had on-stage panic attacks, but he mentions that something happened, that being the pandemic. Following that is Goodbye, a song that calls back to previous ones like Comedy, Welcome to the Internet, and Look Who's Inside Again. In this song, Bo sings about how he now wants to watch the viewer tell him jokes in a room alone now. In the ending musical number, he laments on how he now wants to stay inside. The special ends with a short song called Any Day Now, and Bo leaving his home to see the outside world, only to realize he was on stage the whole time. He attempts to open the door, but he cannot enter as an audience laughs at him. Overall, Inside is a very great piece of art. It's very clear that Bo struggled making this special, but his hard work definitely paid off. I really love all the songs from this special, and I am glad Bo finally put them on Spotify. I find it interesting that this special came out the time it did, rather than coming out at a time where people were still quarantined at home, like South Park's 2 specials on the pandemic. This special came out when vaccinations started rolling out in the US. This special is about a comedian losing his sanity during quarantine in 2020. Despite his mental health not being the best, I am glad Bo managed to make this special. I really enjoyed it. He created some great art during a bleak time and appreciate that he made it. After the special came out, Bo posted an image of him outside. I am glad he's no longer stuck in a room. This has been Shade X, and I hope you all feel nothing but good vibes. Trying to be funny and stuck in a room. There isn't much more to say about it. Can one be funny when stuck in a room? Being in, trying to get something out of it. Try making faces, try telling jokes, making little sounds. I was a kid who was stuck in his room. There isn't much more to say about it. When you're a kid and you're stuck in your room, you'll do any old shit to get out of it. Try making faces, try telling jokes, making little sounds. Well, look who's inside again. Went out to look for a reason to hide again. Well, buddy, you found it. Now come out with your hands up, we've got you surrounded.